I'm going to start the recording and just say good morning. Today's topic is about how to find the balls to walk your talk. And for me, although you may get assistance and rely on something beyond yourself for your empowerment, it's a combination, and we have to be involved in. So I want to talk about self-empowerment in the process of being able to be brave enough to be able to walk your talk. So I'm going to be rude just for a second because I had to go off the air to fix my stuff, and someone that I wanted to be here I've missed. So okay, we're all set with that. So hi Christopher, how are you? So if anybody's interested in coming up on video, that would be great. It's always nice to have another face up here to talk to. So today what I wanted to talk about was when we make decisions in our life, big ones, goals for ourselves. And I don't really mean monetary goals or goals to buy a house or goals to have a certain job at a certain age. What I mean is breaking out patterns in our life. So it may be about relationships. Say we tend, because this happens to a lot of people I know, and also myself, say we get into relationships and we tend to bring in the same type of person or the same type of issues into our life over and over, different person, same issues. So for me, that is a reference to this is what you need to work on in your life. Does anybody understand what I'm saying, or has anybody had that experience? So, and as far as making goals, it would be, say, making a goal. I'm not going to do this. An extreme goal, maybe you tend to, I know a lot of people, a lot of my girlfriends tend to attract addicts into their life. You know, addicts, whether it's gambling or alcohol. And they'll say over and over, it doesn't matter. I'm like a magnet for the addict. And they just keep coming into my life. So to me, and this is the hard part, I think, instead of looking at the other person and saying there's something wrong with them, what if we turn around and look at ourselves and say, why do we bring that into our life? What am I supposed to learn from this? And what do I need to change so that this doesn't continue to happen? So that's a long story to my point about making goals and be able to keep to them. So if we tend to attract unhealthy relationships, maybe our goal is I need to make draw better relationships into my life. So as of today, my goal is not to do that anymore. So combining your obvious wants with creating in your life what you want to bring in instead. So there's a couple of things that I want to talk about today, because to walk our talk, we make decisions. Sometimes, and I can even speak for myself, they can be lofty. And if you think that you have a grasp on what's going on. So to say, I want to change who I draw into my life in relationships, what do you need to do to change the stuff within yourself not to do that anymore, which causes a chain reaction in your life, because then you have to heal those aspects in your life that's drawing that energy into your life. So then that's where the guts come from, because you have to start looking at yourself and changing the energy of what you put out. So this is a long story getting to my point that if you want to change who you draw into your life, if that's your goal to walk your talk, then you have to have the guts to change your perspective, to change your ideas of what for yourself is right or wrong. So Jeremy, would you like to interact about this subject? Or come up on video? It looks like it's just you and I right now. Or are you just out there happy listening? But I don't have a mic or camera. Oh, okay. Well, that's a problem. So you can feel free to comment or ask questions. So part of this, the reason why I brought up this subject is because about 6 months ago, I decided to completely change my life. And I was working full-time as a nurse, nights. And I'm a very invested mom in my kids and wanted to, at the same time, be a stay-at-home mom. And I have to work full-time because I'm a single mom. So turn it sideways, honey. So I kind of decided after I did a lot of, hi, Greg, I'm back.
Hey.
Hi.
Yeah, I'm just in the middle I'm just trying to get something done here. I'll be back in a few minutes.
Okay. All right. That sounds fine.
I love your topic.
Yeah. And I'd be happy to have other people up here to discuss it with, because right now I'm talking to other people, but it's so nice to have another face.
Yeah, you betcha. I'll be back. Then I'll be able to give you my attention.
Okay. All right. See ya. Okay. So about 6 months ago, I just heard a few minutes. Oh, cool.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey, how are you, ma'am?
I'm good. How are you?
How about yourself?
I'm very good.
Now, if you have a time for 5 minutes, so let me ask you some questions from you.
Some question from me or from you?
Yeah, from you.
Okay.
Actually, this is my first time.
I'm sorry, what?
Oh, hold on a sec. Let me check my headphone.
So we were up here talking about how, okay. Hi, Nana, again. All right. Oh, no. Okay, so we're just gonna keep, we're just gonna keep talking here. It's been a little awkward today for some reason. Okay, so I'm just gonna take off with my conversation. About 6 months ago, I decided it's time to change my life. I was doing a lot of listening to Esther Hicks and Abraham, which I know that there's people who support that and people who don't support that. And there are pieces of that resonate with me and pieces that don't. But what does resonate with me is the ability to know that we can create our life as we go. And the way to do that is to believe in what you're creating and not to stay in the place of where you are at in the present. So about 6 months ago, maybe 7 months ago, I was just sick of life as far as I was working full-time as a night nurse. I love being a mom, so I wanted to be a mom, but I'm a single mom, so you know how that goes. You know, you got to go to work. Wanted to start my own business that I've been kind of limping at for years. And then you have the fear factor, which is why I put finding the balls to walk your talk.
So in that time,
yes, hi Lucas, you can come on in to the video.
So
I'm sorry.
In that time, you have any idea that how you can struggle all the conversation with your sons, daughters, and how you can survive your life with all of that?
Yes, well, I needed to figure out how to do that. At the time, hi Lucas, how are you?
What's up?
I'm good.
Because I talked, this was me before. I could talk a good talk, and say, this is how you should do things. But I wasn't actually doing it. And I had to step out and do it. And it's been, for the past 6 months, what I did at the beginning was I started saying the proper magical words, right? I'm sleeping. I'm so rested because I work nights, and I wasn't rested or wasn't getting sleep, but I decided this is what I want. So I would feel how rested I could possibly feel. I was sure that I was going to have a perfect job doing what I was.
So, sorry.
And the more that
Sorry, what's the topic? How do we find the balls to
The
walk our
topic-
talk? Oh, when you practice what you preach, is that what you mean? Like practice what we preach?
Yes, practice.
Okay. Oh.
And then being able to have the guts to follow through. Because basically for me, I wanted to quit my job, start my business, take care of my kids, you know, all those things that you kind of feel like you need a miracle to make happen. So I just decided that I was using the law of attraction, which I don't know, you know, who's familiar with that or
is that
not.
The Secret? The book, The Secret?
Yes, yes. I started listening to Abraham and Hicks, which is the person who channels Abraham.
Yeah. So when you will starting your first job, and what is the JD of your job that you will strike in? So before the marriage and after the marriage.
What marriage? I'm not.
That is really surprising.
The only thing that I was married to was feeling like I had to follow the rules that society for me. That's the only marriage that I've been in for the past 10 years.
Because in that your story, I guess you're missing the point that you can get the marriage, I guess.
No marriage. So when I started saying to myself, you know, using that concept of I'm sleeping well, I'm in my bed every night, you know, sleeping instead of working. I'm following my job that my
I'll be
soul
right
was
back.
meant.
I need to restart my internet.
Okay. While I'm here, you know, I kept repeating that. Then things, because I didn't have the balls to quit my job and just say, I'm going to go do this because, you know, all the responsibilities that a person has. But I was insisting that I was doing my dream job. Then things started happening to push me out of my job.
So how many siblings do you have?
How many what?
How many siblings do you have? Siblings.
I still didn't get that
Brothers
word.
and sisters. How many brothers and sisters?
Yeah.
How many brothers and sisters?
Yeah.
I have one brother.
Okay.
So things started happening to have to leave my job. There was a nurse that came in who had scabies and didn't tell anybody and was sitting on all the furniture. And there was other things that I can't really talk about because it wouldn't be good for the person's home that I was working in. But it was a place where I could not stay. I had to leave. So because I didn't have the guts at the time to quit my job willingly, the universe, or whatever you want to call that thing that I'm working with, took the job away from me. I wasn't fired. I quit willingly, but I had to quit. So that was the first step. And then I had that moment of clarity of, I'm going to do this. I'm going to start my own business. I'm going to make it work. I can do this. And I did all the right verbiage, felt all the right emotions. And then about a month later, when I was still setting stuff up, I thought, holy shit, I have no money. What am I going to do? You know, because everybody knows with making a new business, everything, you know, it doesn't usually start overnight. So it's been about 6 months now that I've gone through a lot of ups and downs to the point where I feel pretty trusting that I'm on the right track. And no matter, to the point where yesterday, because I made this post on Facebook this morning, yesterday I was down to 0 in my bank account.
So you're living in
And I go
USA or something else, somewhere else?
I live in the USA.
USA.
So
Your home state, Houston or Texas?
What? I don't understand.
Right now you're living in Texas, Houston, or somewhere else?
I live in North Carolina. So I lost my train of thought. Oh, yesterday, the day before yesterday, I had to really trust to the point of breaking down myself, because I was at the point of no return, if you know what I mean. Like you are at the point of all you have left is the faith. I had to have faith in myself that I had the power to be able to create this. I literally had $6 in my bank account, but I still was able to go out and, do what I needed to do. So my poor kids, where I was like in the middle of having this breakdown with my kids, because I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to do this. I feel in my gut. I know I can do this, but money is such a huge aspect of our life, and it gets in the way so much sometimes.
Exactly.
But I kind of broke it down to today. My bills are paid. I have food in my house, blah, 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 all the basics. And everybody's healthy. We're all okay. So, but the cool part was the next morning, I received this crazy Visa card from, like a prepaid Visa card for $100 from a Jeep recall thing I did months ago. It was just like this little gift. And then my ex-husband just, I didn't even know till hours later, put like $300 in my checking account just randomly because he felt like I might need some help. So I feel like, I had to have the confidence to get over that one day to get to the next day. And I felt like if I could do that, if I could have feel empowered enough to get over that one day, then the next day wouldn't be so hard. But I couldn't give up, if that makes sense. And to me, that it's huge just inside of myself to be able to I can look back at that day. On the next day, I feel like, shit, I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it. Should I go get, my job that I don't want, but I'll feel safe, So I'll be able to refer back to that day. That's probably been the worst day so far, because I didn't feel like I had any safety net, like traditional safety nets. I had to look beyond what our physical stuff was in order to know that I would be okay. And it was also a confirmation that I'm on the right path, if you know what I mean.
Right.
Yeah. Right.
So I have the power and the confidence in myself, but I think always I have bad luck. Well, if we're talking about what I just said about, using the energy of your words and your emotion to create your life, if you think you always have bad luck, you will always have bad luck. So it's really important to say to yourself, even if you don't believe it, in the morning, wake up, and the first thing you say is, I have good luck. My luck is always good. Everything is always working out for me. Repeat it and repeat it and repeat it, and imagine yourself in that position so your heart almost hurts with the joy of it. And I promise you, you will stop feeling that way. But it's like fake it till you make it. You got to do it, and then you got to believe you're doing it, and then it will happen. Any negative thoughts that you're putting out there about anything, you're just creating that energy will just keep repeating, because that's what you're believing that you're in that moment with.
Do you know about how the movie The Secret kind of came about? Yeah.
No.
So what happened is the lady, I forget her name right at the moment, but she had this idea for The Secret, and suddenly the universe kind of all came together, and all the people that appeared on The Secret that she interviewed them, they were all at a speakers conference. So she set up a green screen and just started recording, and then they pieced it together afterwards. if you have a chance, everybody should go and check out Bob Proctor, The Law of Vibration on Facebook. There's a 10-minute video up there of him talking about the fact that what is foundational to the secret is the law of vibration. And you hinted at it in terms of, you talked about feeling it, doing the affirmation and feeling it, that the law of vibration is that you basically attract to you that the level of vibration and energy that you have. And so, managing your state, managing your consciousness, managing your thoughts is absolutely crucial. And so you're doing those things, and that's how you that's how you walk your talk. Is that you get your ass in the chair, you do what you have to do, you get moving, and you take action based on what you take action based on probabilities, not possibilities. The difference is that possibilities, is it possible that I could reach everyone in the world with my book? Yeah. Is it probable? No. I'd actually probably argue it's not probable. It's not even possible. Is it possible for me to reach everyone on Blab with a message about my book? It's possible. Is it probable? It's absolutely not probable if I don't do the work.
Exactly. You got to get yourself out there. And I remember I was driving home from Massachusetts. I'm in North Carolina, but I'm moving to Massachusetts. And I was driving home and I was thinking in my mind, all right, I'm going to get back to work because I had taken a few days off to be with family. I'm going to get back to work. What's the first things I need to do? What classes am I going to set up? And are you okay?
Just didn't want to cough. Fun.
And I looked up at the truck in front of me because I was literally asking, what do I do next? I looked up at the truck in front of me and it said momentum.
Oh, wow.
And I've used that every day. When I this morning even, I said to my daughter, my audio's not working. It's already 11:30. And she's like, Mom, don't be a quitter. Get back up there and do that. And it's the momentum. I have wonderful family members that will kick me in the ass if I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
Cool.
But that's true. It's the momentum. You got to get up every day and head in the right direction, because although, you're going to get the help from outside of yourself as far as, the energy and whatever you believe in out there, but you got to do 50% of the work. And that's why I was saying self-empowerment, because if you don't feel good about yourself and your possibilities, then you're not going to be able to do what you want to do, because you have to believe in yourself to be able to create that. Yes, I will try and again, but I wish that I will be successful before I'm crazy.
Hey, we all have that feeling.
Well, you know what? You might have to go a little crazy. I was going to say, it's funny you said that, because what I was going to say is sometimes it's really tough to keep upbeat every day, to believe in what you're doing every single day, right? Like the other day, I fell apart and I had to go into that moment of, I suck. I can't do this. I'm tired. All the negative things that you hold back. And, but so I want to say too, that if you're doing this, it's okay to fall down for a minute, just a minute, because I think we have to allow ourselves that fight between, like, I can do this and I can't do this, of where we're coming from. So don't be discouraged if for a little bit, don't give yourself too much time, but for that hour, if you have to fall down and just be, feel bad, it's okay. But then get right back up and send out that energy of positivity for yourself, because we're human. So, every minute can't be perfect, even though some of us think that we're doing, we can be great all the time. You got to stop and feel the reality once in a while.
There you go. Well said.
Thank you.
Yeah, you just.
So I was just going to say for a minute, because I do want to find the balance here. I'm up here having great conversations, and I'll also do a little plug for Greg too, but I have a website. It's called Intuit Health. I'm an intuitive healer and a medium, and I also am a yoga teacher. And you can come visit my website. I have daily clinics usually open. You can check for the times. It's just a virtual office. You walk right in. If it's busy, you may have to make an appointment for the next few minutes, just like a regular clinic. You walk in, and also I have private appointments. And Greg has a book he's been writing, and you can go ahead and do your thing.
And I'll just say that Christina's the real deal. She's great intuitive. She actually does. It works. Christina, what Christina does is accurate, and she's got a good intention. So yeah, you're welcome. So I'm working on. So it's been a really interesting few days. On my book, I've been working on writing a book your book is only 1/3 done when it's written. The next third is the editing, and the final third is the marketing. And so, yeah, I'm going to get to what the book's called. The book is I've shifted the book. It's going to be called Headstrong and Hearts Felt, and 90 reflections on living consciously in a chaotic world. And so it's just 90 readings. They're anything, they can be anything from half a page to full chapter length chapters, chapter length chapters. Yeah, okay. And it's going to be up on Amazon soon. But the thing that most people don't know is I have an offer up there now that people can own everything I do in 2016 for $10 a year. And I think that, so that includes my ebooks and that sort of thing. So yeah, Jeremy, my editor's mind going to work. Yeah. All right. Nice to see you all.
Nice,
see you, sweet.
Thanks for following.
But it's but the whole thing about how do you find the balls to walk your talk? I love that title. I mean, it's the reality. One of the things people, I remember, I've been in business 30 years and 31 years this year. And I remember my ex used to say, well, when are you going to go out and get a job? Well, I could go out and get a job. I could go out and get a job, but I think I'd just go out and get a new client. And so every day that you wake up that you don't have a paying client, you're unemployed. And the first job is to get out there and find somebody that you can talk to and add value to. Because the secret sauce of every business is adding value. And, and the reality is people have this thing about giving their services away for free. The reality is that you're not going to make any progress. I'm not going to make any progress if I can't get past the obscurity of the fact that there's a 1.2 other billion people on Facebook striving to get attention. If I can't get people's attention, I'm not going to be able to do business with them. It's a fundamental sales question: is how many people have I been talking to? How many are interested in what I do, and how many am I willing? How many have I reached out to and asked them to buy something from me?
Right. It's the relationships, right? The relationships. You have to build the relationships because there's so many other people out there doing similar or the same things. That because I struggle with that a lot. I have people that will just call me, randomly. Well, I don't want a session. I just have a question, and I have that struggle. I had that struggle yesterday with someone, about is it good just to do this so that that's one more person that knows what I do that will talk about what I do, an aspect of marketing, or do you give it away? Do you not give it away?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's a fine line. I mean, I love your model that you have where you have this open room. People can come and arrive and get information, and then they can participate, and they can pay to have a reading. It's very affordable. I think you charge what, $25?
$25
for 15 minutes. And so, believe me, you'd be amazed what you can get out of Christina in 15 minutes. You did a quick reading for me. I think it was probably less than 5 minutes here one day, and it was quite accurate, actually.
Thank you. Yeah, I think it's kind of relative, because when I do a whole session, which is around an hour, sometimes the important information in there is only a few minutes. You can talk for an hour about all kinds of different things, but the information that comes through me to the person is usually like one very important aspect that they need to hear. And it's very hard to put a dollar amount on, that kind of thing.
Well, you got a good dollar amount, $150 for 60 minutes with you. It's a good deal, and you can make money doing that. There's no question about that. The one thing I was going to suggest to you is that, have you put anything out there along the lines of, would you like to understand your current state of health? Would you like to get a better insights into what's going on with your health and well-being?
That's a good way to put it.
Because that's essentially what you do. And everything that you feedback you gave to me, thanks, Jeremy. Everything that
love. I love that.
That's awesome. Everything that you said to me, I had a kind of an awareness of, but I never put it together. The way that you put it together and connected the dots. I wonder. I think so, Jeremy. Maybe you're.
Are you stuck,
maybe
Jeremy?
Your space bar is stuck, or move your mouse or something.
Or you're really sending me a lot of love.
people do that sometimes on Blabs. If you get up to a certain 5 or 10,000 or something, it starts to snow on the screen.
Really? Yeah. Well, now it's switched.
Well, that's pretty funny.
That's so funny.
Well, now it's going both ways.
Are you doing that? Is that on purpose?
No, he said it wasn't on purpose. He said, I'm not doing that. It's weird. It's stuck.
That's the magic. I'm telling you.
You can always press the back button on your browser and come on back. I don't know.
That's crazy.
It is interesting. Yeah.
At least it's back and it's on both of us.
I saw I was on a Blab, and there was some trolls doing that. And so the person who he's back. It's okay, Jeremy. We won't report you. But they actually asked them to stop it, and they said, you can either leave or we're going to report you. And so they left. But because you can report a user, right? But anyways, we're not going to do that to you, Jeremy. I don't think Jeremy's got to be a good guy.
Were you here? Yes, you weren't here yesterday with it was crazy. It went on for 2 hours. There was 50 people, and there was some doubters, let's put it that way. And there was a person that was here that I'm not going to use any names, but the person had MS, and he kind of was quizzing me about where he was going for an MRI that afternoon. So hopefully what I saw wasn't, is everybody was asking me, will you doubt yourself if you're wrong? And I was saying, I hope I'm wrong, because what I was seeing wasn't great.
Right.
I don't know what all that stuff is about. Although one of the things that I was saying during that Blab was, I don't know if this happens to you, but all the time I have electrical issues going on in my house. Especially when I'm working with energy, or if something's trying to come in to talk to me, constantly lights are blowing, or
well,
all of my ceiling fans, hardly any of the lights work because they're constantly blowing out.
One of the experiences I had was when I was doing some channeled writing. I was using dictation software, and it was bizarre what happened. And so I just requested the universe that they transmit to me at a level that does not interrupt my environment.
Yeah. Yep, I do that all the time, and that's something I suggest to people: is it to imagine a knob and to turn it to the frequency that you feel more.
Yeah, I use a faucet.
Do you ever wake up in the morning? Yeah. Do you ever wake up in the morning and your ears are ringing? Do you have that? A lot of people have that problem with ringing ears.
Yeah, I get that a lot. Yeah.
Oh, and I had a dream this morning. I do a lot with my dreams. I had a dream this morning after going over my hump with work and stuff the other day. I had a dream this morning that I was at work and I was going through, it was this metal slide, like an old-fashioned kid slide, but it was a mile long and it was such a blast. I was on this slide, like I was at work and I was going down the slide. That was so much fun and so easy. There was nothing interrupting me. I woke up thrilled about, feeling like where I am right now.
You should, if you ever get a chance to go to Costa Rica, they have the world's longest zip line. One of the lengths of it is 1 kilometer long over a valley. It's fantastic. And you're above the canopy of the cloud forest, what they call their rainforest. So yeah, that was a real blast. Yeah, you just hang on and look around.
Yep. That sounds awesome.
It's pretty neat. But it's that whole thing. It's about empowered self. I think you're really on to. You have the answer. How do you find the balls to walk your talk? Self-empowerment. I need to I need to empower myself, give myself permission, and accept the fact that what you had to arrive at yesterday is a place of acceptance about where you were, because you will not move on until you come to that acceptance. Because otherwise you're just going to sit there and stir the pot of being miserable, right? I've done that myself. It's up
and down. Right. The up and down. I can do this. Oh my God, I can't do this. I can do this. And it's a long story, but I have lived with that self-sabotage for so long of almost doing it and chickening out, almost doing it and chickening out, and with no real understanding of why I did that. So I feel like I did get over that hump the other day of, screw it, I'm going to do it and not even consider that I'm going to fail.
Well, anytime that you feel you're in a space you don't know what to do and you feel stuck, you reach out to me.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Because you know what? The Navy SEALs have a saying, is when your mind tells you it's time to quit, they've actually done the research. This relates to physical fitness and physical exertion, but they say that you're only 40% of the way there. In other words, when your mind says, I can't go on, I'm exhausted, I'm done, you still have 60% reserves. And so what they've discovered is that if you pause for 30 seconds and breathe and then start again, you've got a lot more in you than you think. And so I believe that the same thing is true energetically of the stories we tell ourselves.
That is amazing. Is that in your book?
I'm not sure if it's in this, if I've written it in this book or not. It's a good question.
I would save it for the next one.
Yeah, there's going to be a number 2, and then there's going to be a version around, how to actually an actual model for living consciously, coaching model. So are you going to say?
Right. Because I just think that that's a great concept to think about when you want to give up, because I can't tell you how many times it's not even for me. Sometimes the other day this is my daughter.
Yeah, I've seen your daughter.
How was I? What was I acting like the other day? A baby.
Yeah, trust your daughter to be the one to call you out on it, right?
Yes. Because they know what I want and they know what I can do, and herself and my son too, and but I definitely will think about that when I feel like.
Actually, I'll go one step further. If you're interested in playing full out, I'll give you 7 hours of my coaching time and take you through my protocol. Everybody that I've taken through this protocol has got where they wanted to go.
Wow.
It's something that I've used with certain clients, but it's a matter that you got to be you got to make a commitment to yourself and trust the process. And I can tell you that everybody that I've taken through this process actually achieved what they wanted. What I've done is it's a result of 30 years of reflection and looking at planning and what works and what doesn't work, and looking at what it actually takes to work. Because what happens, where you're at right now, you know what I love about where you're at, you have a very clear vision. You've actually done some work on your website to set yourself up to be able to receive income. A lot of people don't even do that. So you're there. What you're talking about right now, I call the messy middle. It's where all the risk, where all the roadblocks, it's where all the fears, all the anger, all the frustration, all of our past baggage comes up.
Yeah.
And I have a way of helping people eliminate and deal with that stuff. And it's a 7-hour protocol. So think about it and take a look at it. You can visit my webpage and learn more about it. And if you're interested in it, reach out to me. We'll set something up.
All right, and we can also barter. Whatever
Sure.
I can for readings or whatever.
The only thing I would ask is that we would each give each other a testimonial.
Of course. Of course.
And energy exchange. So I need to run.
Yeah.
I've got to get my book up on Amazon today. I got some work to do, so I'm excited about that, and look forward to seeing you. And wish you all the best. You're doing great. Keep at it.
Thank you. You are too. And I think I might keep this subject, the heading for this blab as a little bit, because I've been thinking about, what do I use? I've been thinking like each day I've been talking about something different, which I think sometimes works, but the consistency works too. So
that's the other thing you got going for you. I got to applaud you. I'm not, I've been so busy trying to get my book finished and stuff. I've been wanting to get out with a daily blog, but I'm going to do our daily blab, headstrong and heartfelt, because you see, it's not, I believe we need to be headstrong, but we also need to be heartfelt. It's not an either or, it's an and. And we were given this capability. We've been so well trained and programmed and conditioned by education, marketing, everything. We live here. We need to live here in both places. And so that's what my protocol is to help people, get out of their head, live in their heart, as well as deal with the stuff, be really practical and move forward. And one thing I know is if you do the work, you'll get the result. So.
Yep, absolutely. And I think all that stuff going on with the props on either side was the universe is saying, you're doing a good job. You're doing a good job.
Yeah, you just keep going, girl.
There you go.
Listen, I appreciate you and look forward to hearing from you. You think about it, and let's talk tomorrow.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Thank you so much for being here. All right. Bye.